Hey guys, in this video I have the Bittboy from the same team that brought you the Revo K101 and I believe also the KGBA SP. And this in a sense is basically a really small version of like a Game Boy, but it plays a bunch of it has a bunch of Nintendo games built in. So this is actually the later batch or the newest version of the Bittboy. The batch from about a month ago, they had 301, but a lot of them were duplicates. So this version here I got is actually an updated version of it, which I just picked up. And this is the letter that I got in here, and I will just read it to you if I can show you here. So, dear customers, to bring you a better gaming experience, we had upgraded the game list for this batch. We deleted those duplicate games at the same time adding big classical games. Because the internal memory has its limited, we should delete those small, quote, games and put, quote, big ones in. Thus, the current games list is 129 in 1. They are all classical and, quote, must play. Below are new added games in Bittboy. So you can see some of the games that they've added. So they've added the Mega Man games, Rockman 3 and Rockman 5, Turtles 2, 3, and Ninja Gaiden, Batman. What else did they add here? Top Gun, Darkman. So they've added a bunch of games and they removed the duplicate ones. So I think that's a good thing because even though the games list is smaller now, so now instead of saying 301, if you had the one that said 301, you had the older batch. And now it says 129 in 1. So it's the newer batch, right? So in this list of games, you have quite a few of them. So I'm just going to quickly run through the notable ones. There's Adventure Island. There's Adventure Island 1, 2, 3, 4. There's Super Mario, Gradius, Super Mario 3. And these hot games, they're all like River City Ransom. They're using basically the sprites from River City Ransom. So Hot Stories River City Ransom. That's the game. But for some reason, it's in Japanese, even though it says that they're all in English on the box. So I don't know what they're talking about. But there is Rockman 3, and there is Rockman 5, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 1, 2, 3, Double Dragon. You got Chip 'n Dale 1, 2, 3, Ninja Gaiden or Ninja Gaiden, RoboCop 1, 2, and 4, Tiny Toons, Batman. It's even got Tetris 2. Unfortunately, I don't think they don't have the Nintendo Tetris, but that's still better than nothing. You also have like a bunch of other games like Bubble Bobble Part 2. So I'm just gonna quickly run through the games that are available here. Super Contra, Contra Force. But if you want to really take a look at the games list, just pause the video and I'll play a couple of games for you after I run through this list. But yeah, it's even got Kung Fu Master, one of my favorite games. And we're at 90 now. So we got Mighty Final Fight, another favorite of mine. I'm going to show you that later. And then we have, what else is notable here? So yeah, I think that's pretty much it in terms of all the games. We've got Goonies at the bottom. So I'm going to play a few games for you just to give you an idea what it's like. It's actually pretty good. The audio's good. The button placements are also very good here. It's got the B and the A. So I'm just going to quickly run through a few games for you. So this is, of course, Super Mario Brothers, a classic. And I'm just going to turn down the volume. So there you have it. That's Super Mario Brothers. It's kind of hard to play looking through my LCD screen on the TV. So I'm not going to be playing as well as I should. But just to give you an idea, it's actually pretty good. I think there's a tunnel here. There's a pipe I can go down here. No, it's this one over here. So, like I said, it's kind of hard to play because I am playing it through my LCD screen, but you get the idea. So to exit out of this game, you hit the R button. Let's see what else we can play. Mega Man 3. So the buttons up here are the turbo buttons. So turbo B and turbo A. So that's enough of that. Anyways, hit the reset. And what other game should I play here? Kung Fu Master, one of my favorite games. So I used to play this at an arcade at the bowling alley a lot, and I remember when I got it for the NES, I couldn't stop playing it. Anyways, that's it. So let's go and check out Mighty Final Fight, because that's one of my favorite games as well. So this is kind of like Final Fight for the NES, but it's using like really like cute characters, like cute versions of the characters from Final Fight. So in games like this where you're like punching and kicking a lot, having the turbo button is actually a pretty good thing. As you can see, as I hold down the turbo B, it just punches really quickly as opposed to me doing it manually. So it's kind of good for games like that, especially if you're playing like shooting games or fighting games. Anyways, essentially it is a really like small version of a Game Boy. So here you can see it with the original Game Boy. This has been a custom modified Game Boy one, but you can see how much smaller it is. It's probably like almost half the size of the original Game Boy. And here is the Game Boy Pocket, and you can see how much smaller it is compared to that. And this one is the Game Boy Color. Again, it's really small when compared to that. And here's a original Game Boy cartridge. So at the very top you have the on-off switch, and then there is a slot here that is for nothing really. It's just a slot. Don't try to put a micro SD card in there because it'll just fall in. So apparently they put in a slot. Maybe they're gonna add some sort of functionality for like future versions of this stuff, so they put it in the mold. But there is a slot here for a micro SD card, but there is actually no card reader. And on the bottom here you have the AV out, audio video out, and you have the micro USB connector here for you to charge the battery. And in the front we have the D-pad, the reset switch, B and A, which are basically the same as a Game Boy, but they're orientated correctly this time, because most of these like portable gaming systems from China, for some reason they always put A and then B. So it's good that they did B and A, because especially when you're playing Super Mario Brothers, you know, to be able to run and then jump. And up here you have the turbo buttons for the B and A, and then select and start. And in the back we have the battery, and I'm just gonna try to open it. So the battery is right here, and I believe this is the same battery that you would find in a Game Boy SP. I don't have a Game Boy SP anymore, so it's really hard for me to verify that, but it looks like a Game Boy SP battery if my memory is correct. And basically you can buy spare ones, and then this way if the battery runs out you can just replace it if you game a lot. But it's a really nice small size, and you know, in the past I used to carry around my GB Boy Color, the Kongfeng GB Boy Color for when I travel. But now, because this is so small, this is probably gonna be my go-to gaming system for when I travel, because I like playing a lot of classic games, and this one is definitely one of the better ones out there. So this is the box that it came in. It actually came in another like box for shipping. So with the box that you get, when you take it out, it will be completely mint. So that's a really good thing, especially if you're buying it as a gift. This way you can not worry about, you know, getting a damaged box. Typically when I order anything from China, the box is usually banged up pretty bad, but this one actually came in really good shape because they used another box to package it in. And inside you will find a couple of cables, your typical, micro USB charging cable, which was nice of them to include, and then also the audio video out cable. So I would highly recommend that you pick one of these up, especially if you like playing Nintendo games or classic games in general, until Nintendo actually makes one. If Nintendo made one of these and put Game Boy games on it or Nintendo games on it, it would sell like hotcakes. And I really hope that one day they do that. But right now, because they're not doing that, we can only buy clones and stuff from China. Well, anyways, that's it for the video. If you like what you see, comment, like, or subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.